Alright, little M, let's bust out of here and kill that fucking demon. I'm not really in a mood to play with its toy. That fucking homunculus, ugh. What do you mean it's your turn to take the lead? I thought we already tried that during the first encounter against them. What's so different this time? Oh, I won't be charging in this time. I don't always charge in. I only do it when someone pisses me off. Ugh, fine. How do you suggest we handle this? You aren't a bounty hunter for nothing. Sure, brute strength is important, but you need to learn more about this target. If she's a homunculus like Sorinah says, does that mean she has a weakness? And this demon, you need to learn what type he really is. I can't say I know much about homunculi. They're most likely constructs made up of human flesh. That means some kind of unholy ritual and experiments were done to make it. But I don't know if that means it's just some meat suit for another demon, or if it's just some kind of puppet being controlled. I could wager a guess it's likely resistant to magic and, well, any weapon that isn't adamantine. Besides that, we'd need to experiment with our other attacks to find its weakness. As for that demon, it's an 𝗔𝗯cie𝘂𝐁. They're immune to poisons, but they're also resistant to magic, as well as cold, fire, lightning, and, well, non-magical attacks. Even if we did find your weapons, they'd be completely useless against it. The strange thing is, 𝗔𝗯cie𝘂𝐁 are not typically found in the material plane. They're typically the lesser rulers of the abyss, I guess you could say. To them, we're only seen as fit to eat, fit to use, and fit to serve. So there has to be something to gain here. Unless it's serving some greater fiend. Maybe this 𝗔𝗯cie𝘂𝐁 isn't as powerful as we thought. If it serves some kind of master, then we definitely have a chance. The unfortunate thing is, that would mean something much more powerful is pulling the strings. You know what's so funny about all of this? You complained about me dragging my friends into trouble, but let me remind you, you were the one who dragged me into this hag business. If this turns out to be a never-ending quest, we're both going to become full vampires. I'm not letting you leave me with this enormous burden while you lay dead in the ground. Chuckling at the ridiculous sentiment, you let Sorinah know you wouldn't just leave her like that. But maybe becoming a vampire is a bit too much. You'll settle for just being her thrall or something. You move over to the cell door and begin to lockpick it open. Well, if we do end up needing more information on how to handle this homunculus, there is an entire archive in this cathedral. The unfortunate thing is I was unconscious while they dragged us here, so I'm not sure where we need to head. Oh, you can follow the tracks back? Your talents never cease to amaze me. Let's not waste any more time in this disgusting cell. Let's go. Careful now. I think I hear movements ahead. I'd offer to cast invisibility, but they took my arcane focus. I'm pretty limited on what spells I can cast right now. How well can I keep quiet? Normally not well in the bedroom, but I should be fine outside of it. Keep moving. What are you doing? Do you want to get caught? You explain while she may get her information from libraries. You prefer hearing it from the target's mouth themselves. If you can eavesdrop, you might be able to learn some crucial information. But she'll have to be quiet for that. I'm not even being loud, but whatever.
Dark Master, there were some nosy interlopers within our sanctum.
but they've been taken care of. No, sire. They've been locked away, awaiting sacrifice in your name. They are not the first people who have been enlightened to our involvement. I believe the Lord of Life, 𝗔𝗫𝐿, is intervening. Perhaps he dislikes our masquerade as their faithful. Yes, my lord. We can hold the ceremony soon. If we can gather 𝗔𝗫𝐿's faithful and trap their souls, it shall fuel your ascension.
Holy hells. This was just supposed to be a simple investigation. And maybe one or two corrupt priests. But this is so much more. Fuck. This is hero work, and neither of us are real heroes. You're right. We should keep going. I think we're quickly running out of time to fuck around. If they notice we're not in our cell, they're going to be on high alert. Let's take advantage of them underestimating us for now.
Taking the lead, both of you carefully navigate through the secret passage and are able to avoid most of the mind-controlled priests. It's fascinating that all the priests down here are mind-controlled, but there were quite a few that weren't when you initially visited. Maybe that means that this Dark Lord isn't strong enough to control everyone. That's something you need to keep in mind. Before you fully leave this hidden dungeon, the both of you stumble on a hidden study. Perhaps this belonged to the deacon. You unlock the door and enter.
This looks relatively normal. I don't know why I expected this to be filled with occult fetishes and the like, but I suppose even cultish homunculus have reason. Ooh, journals. Why don't we help ourselves to a little read? Wait, Lamb, come here. Apparently that deacon used to be an actual person. Remember the priest who received those visions so long ago? The one who warned the church about the Inquisitors? Well, apparently that's when she was killed and changed into this meat puppet. That makes so much more sense. This Dark Lord took advantage of an opportunity that they saw. The only thing that doesn't make sense is why a god as strong as 𝗔𝗫𝐿 would allow this to happen within his own walls. Let me just keep reading. The Night of Reckoning, transformation, evil plans, blah, blah, blah. God, what a cliché villain thing it is to write everything in here. That's not good. In accordance to the Dark Lord's will, lesser demons have waylaid his domain. I think... fucking hells. I think they've trapped him in his own plane. Ugh, goddess, how long has this been going on? Years? Decades? So who are the 𝗔𝗫𝐿 followers actually following? This Dark Lord entity? Rescuing a god is way above my pay grade, and I'm sure even yours. Whatever we do from here on out is going to put us on some demon lord's blacklist. Are you sure you don't want to just run away from this all and shove the responsibility onto some unlikely heroes?
And what? Miss the chance of a lifetime of getting a reward from a god? Fat chance. Besides, maybe this hero stunt will put the two of you down in Avanter's history as the most unlikely heroes.
You're right. It would be funny to rub it into some people's faces that I'm some hero. Maybe I'll ask for some impossible reward from 𝗔𝗫𝐿. It's not like he can say no after all we're doing, right? What would you ask for?
You have to stop and seriously think about that. You've spent most of your life just hunting down marks and getting paid. There never really was an end goal for you. But these past few weeks of Sorinah have been the most you've felt alive. You've never really had any intentions of making a difference in the world. But by her side, you've already started to change so many people's lives. She acts so villainous, but maybe she's just scared of being rejected for her good deeds. You tell her, if a god were to grant any wish of yours, it would be just meeting her sooner. Life hasn't felt real until now, until you've met her. A bright purple flush grows on her cheeks, and you can easily tell no one's been this sincere with her. Maybe that was what flustered her.
You can't just... What's wrong with you? I was being serious. Trying to flirt with me at a time like this. What do you mean you are being serious? By the goddess, I know you're not. That would imply that this is something more than it is. You're not that idiotic that you desire anything long-term with me, right? You know what? No. We are not having this kind of conversation here. In the dungeon of some evil lord. I've had too many confessions happen to me in places like these. If you're going to say something stupidly romantic, you're going to save that conversation for over dinner. Do I make myself clear? Good. Can we just, talk about how we're going to kill people? Like what the plan is going to be? Yeah. I think taking care of that demon should be our first goal. Like I said though, that weapon isn't going to be much good to you. And I'm still without my arcane focus.
You suggest checking this room for some kind of focus. And maybe the archives have some kind of holy relic. Hopefully a sword-related holy relic. Or two.
Sure, hold on. I'll check the desk. You check the bookshelf over there. You'd think they'd at least have something useful in here. Ew, I don't even want to touch that. Wait, here we are. A crystal ball. Super cliche, but it'll work. Last problem I have is, well, I'm still pretty scuffed up from that last encounter. I've got no blood or healing potions available to help myself as well. I suppose we could take one of the mindless priests as my blood bag. That almost feels wrong.
You suggest, how about yourself? Wouldn't be the first time anyways. Besides, you're tough enough to handle a little blood loss.
I feel like you're a little too eager to be drained by me. But I have very few options. Don't make this weird. I feel rejuvenated. Thanks for that. Oh my, I think I've taken too much. Whoa there. Let's sit down and take a little break. We can head to the archives after the dizziness stops, alright?
She sets you on the ground and sits by your side. You lean into her and shut your eyes for a moment. And that's when you hear the faintest heartbeat in her chest. It's rhythmic and almost calming enough to rest you.
Don't worry. We'll get out of here. I promise. Especially because I want to hear what stupid things you have to say after this.